I want to properly welcome everyone to Ameer's book launch today. It's a very special day. It's his birthday as well, by the way, if you don't know. And I genuinely want to thank everyone for your time coming here on a Saturday afternoon. On all, in Bangkok City, you could do anything you want on a Saturday afternoon. You can go to practice yoga, not with me because I'm here. You can go to museum, you can go to get drunk and at Soy Cowboy with the girlies, but you choose to show up here. And we appreciate you for that. And today will be the debut of Gay Poem, which is a very loud book over here. It's amazing. I've witnessed this whole book from brain, in the brain, from imagination, slowly becoming a book that materialized in this physical plane is something that is very awesome. So I sincerely thank you joining me to celebrate this birth of this book. All right, so maybe we will go through a little bit of ground rule first after I welcome you. Number one, ground rules, all right? It's not that strict, okay? It's not like a discipline. Number one, I mentioned many, many times there's no intermission. So Ameer's performance will last for about 45 minutes to 50 minutes. And we want to be here, to witness the whole thing. So if you need to use the bathroom, you can go now silently. And then there will be a Q&A and also book signing for those that you have books right now. Now, the second one is the event rundown. So I'm starting this. This will last for about 10 to 15 minutes. I have a lot of things to do with you before Ameer's stand on the stage. Fortunately, you get buy one, free one. You bought for Ameer, you got me as well. So second is the phone policy. Please silence your phone. My phone has been silent for more than 10 years, since, 2010. Lower down your volume, so make sure, you're not on it all the time. We don't want to be have the ringtones going on the whole time. Picture and videos are okay and encouraged, but find a balance of being in the present and taking memories as well for those that still filming me over there. So it's I know you want to post on Instagram and all of that, but you also want to be in the moment, right? So I think 15 seconds for Instagram is good enough, right? Yeah, so I think that would be that. The second one is, phone policy. If you really need to take the phone call, you can go down to take it, okay? I hope no one is a doctor on call for 36 hours right now. And the third one is the crowd, create the vibes. This is what we always say in Lyrical Lunacy. Pablo is not here yet, the OG, and also Gabby, who started this poetry community in Bangkok. That's where Ameer started this whole poetry thing. And I've been tagging along to all of them and start writing poetry. I won't perform them today because they are a bit depressing, but yeah, I can perform to you next time. So what does it mean the crowd creates the vibe? That means you are participating in this actively, not performing, but you are here. Your energy is received. Well, we can't quite see everyone all together, but your energy is felt, So this is like a give and take that we can receive and give and take on everything over here. So what you are encouraged to do is to respond to certain things. So Ameer will perform a series of poems and talk about different things across the poems, right? So you can do something like this. Snap, snap, snap. Or clap, clap, clap. Or you can cheer. You can cheer anything yeah, yes, queen, anything you want to cheer, to do that. So can we try that out for snapping? Yeah, very good. Clapping, anything. And then cheer, anything you want to cheer. Woo, woo. Good crowd, this is a good crowd. Good crowd, I have to say. All right, and another proper welcome. I didn't write script for this because I don't want it to be rehearsed. So I genuinely thank everyone because I know all of you know ChatGPT and all this generative AI is being shoved down our throat by corporates and everything. And there's this debate among humanities that what is art, right? What is creating art? And you can send a prompt to ChatGPT and they can write a poem for you. They can write a whole play. Now, all these Gen AI can write musics and everything, but truly, they can create pictures. They can make you into whatever forms you want. But truly, what is art across human history is that we yearn for the process as well, the tenacity and grit in creating something, not just because we visualize it or in our head and then we can get it. The process of creating art essentially is the process of exploring with curiosity to make something out of nothing. And I really appreciate that because a few days ago we were at Lyrical Lunacy and witnessed many poets doing the performance. It reminds me of like humans yearn for community. We yearn for things like this, that we sit together to watch a performance. I've watched, there are many talented DJs sitting in the crowd, you know who you are, mixing, on stage, and they use their own skills to create something, a journey for you. There are people who paint and draw and they create something, what they see, and put it into paper. There are people who write. A lot of you write. You might not think that you're an artist, but you are creating something right here, right? So this is what I want to emphasize. In case if you forget everything, don't forget Ameer's performance. But it's something that human deep down wants this sense of connection through art. I truly believe in that. So you showing up today, it's very important to me because it gives, a sense of like, we do want human things despite everything that goes on with what telling us to optimize for efficiency and everything. I have a bunch of my coworkers here, so hopefully they're not recording these sessions. So is despite we want to be more efficient, we want to build these civilizations, all these buildings going on, just like our ancestors, we want moment like this, Like we want moment like this together and celebrate art together. So I thank you for that. So I really appreciate your time. All right, that is a long speech from me. I have more stuff over here. Now, some of you know that I am also a yoga teacher, and what we're gonna do is to do a short headstand, just kidding. We're gonna do a short meditation. There's a reason behind that. Now, today, attendance in terms of timing is impeccable. This is Bangkok. Almost 90% of people arrive on time. We start on time. I think this is insane. I've never seen any event that starts such right on time. And I'm like, okay, we can start 5 minutes late, not 1 hour. This is insane. But maybe some of you, your body is here. You're sitting on the chair, but your mind is somewhere else. You're still on the Grab bike. Or your mind is still working on the PowerPoint that your director asked you to do. Definitely not me. And so we want to use a technique, meditation as a technique, to just arrive here so we can be present right here. All right? It's very, very simple. All right? All you have to do is pay attention to me and now listen to a little bit of the guidelines. If you have anything on your hands, you can put them aside in your bag. Make sure both of your feet on the floor or the platform. Your hip bones on the chair so you can feel them. Spine tall but not rigid. Roll the shoulder, pull it away from your ears, relax it out. All right, chin parallel to the floor, soft face. Unclench your teeth. For those girlies that clench your teeth all the time, unclench it right now. Your tongue softly rests on top of your mouth. Okay. For those that prefer to keep their eyes open, you can stare right in front of you. Perhaps on the chair right in front of you or the floor, kind of like Buddha statue you would see in temple. The gaze is down. That's for those who want to choose to open their eyes throughout these few minutes. For those that want to close their eyes, on the next exhale, you can gently close your eyes. We're going to start with finding our breath. Finding our breath means pay attention to which part of your body that's currently breathing. It could be a nostril that you feel the air goes in and out. It could be a throat that constricts a little as you breathe. It could be a chest or belly that moves as you breathe. Now, once you locate your breath, there's no need to change anything just yet. Simply observe. Pay attention to this part of your body that's currently breathing. This part of your body will be your anchor throughout this event or your whole life. Whenever your mind wanders, which is very normal, that's what our minds do, simply come back to this part of your body. Could be your nostril, throat, chest, or belly. Observation means there is no judgment. It's simply curiosity. There is no this is good or this is bad. This simply is. As you continue returning to your breath, I'm going to explain what we're going to do next. We're going to do a very, very simple breathing exercise. You can continue to keep your eyes closed or open. I'm going to explain. We're going to breathe in for 4 counts, then exhale for 8 counts. I'll be doing the countings in case if you breathe in a little bit longer, breathe out a little bit shorter, or you forget about it completely. It's okay. Whenever you notice that, when you're ready, you can rejoin my counting. Now before that, let's take a deep breath in, everyone. Inhale. Exhale it out. And now breathe in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Long inhale in, belly expands, chest expands. Long exhale out, chest goes down, belly goes in. 2 more. In, belly, chest. Exhale it out, chest goes down, belly goes in. Last one, make it full and longer. In, belly, chest. Exhale it out, side it out. Return to your normal breathing. Whenever ready, you can gently open your eyes. All right, welcome back to the space, everyone. Take your time to ease into it. So this is a very good technique, not just for here. Whenever you want to, your mind goes crazy and then you're like, I want to fight. That's me all the time. And then you can just simply do this. Inhale for 4 counts, exhale for 8 counts. It really does bring you back to the present. Whenever your mind wanders, use your breath to come back to the present. Okay, I have one last bit. Now today is a poetry, spoken word poetry performance along with a book, right? So I'm gonna do a poem as well, not written by me because again, my poems does not fit into a celebratory vibe. So I picked one that is about life and is written by this Taiwanese poet. Is in Chinese. I'll do both in Mandarin and also English. For those that know Mandarin, you're in luck. I get 2 of them. All right. Title is 相遇的时候，林婉玉。一定比海洋还大啊！这人生，坐着各自的小船，也许下一秒就会出现在彼此的视野，由远到近，由小变大，终于遇见，终于相聚。于是可以一起观测一下星星，于是可以一起晒一下上午的太阳，于是可以一起追逐海豚和鲨鱼。在大浪把我们分开以前，在大浪把我们分开以前。也许以后不会再见面了，相遇的时候做彼此生命中的好人。When we meet, Lin Wanyu, this life, it must be wider than the ocean, sailing on our own boats, perhaps. we will appear in each other's life. In the next moment, from afar to near, from small to large, finally we meet, finally we reunite. Then we would stargaze, then we would suntan, then we would seek out dolphins and sharks before the waves break us apart. Before the waves break us apart. Perhaps we will never meet again. When we do, let's be the kind soul of each other's life. Thank you. All right. That's all from me for now. Let me introduce you to Ameer. Those you have the book, you can read about the author. That is, the standard one over there. I'm gonna introduce you to him as a partner and someone who witnessed the whole journey of this whole poetry journey. It's been very amazing. Those of you, I believe everyone has dreamed that's beyond corporate. I hope you do. That you want to achieve, right? If your dream is corporate, it's also fine. Please achieve that. And we do not deny that. But if you have something beyond what society wants you to do, or you feel like the structure instructed you to do, it takes a lot to defy that. And I witnessed that the past few years happening to him, where he began in poetry slam, like in the sport bars in Nana, and then there will be a bunch of bros playing pools, and then he was doing this performance with the other people competing. I witnessed that until this very moment, and he has won 3 times, and it's not about winning, it's about the level of work to put into creating something. And I'm very honored to invite all of you to witness this together, that Ameer will present 10 poems from this book. And I personally think, is biased by the way, I personally think is really good. I invite you with curiosity to experience this together. All right, please join me to welcome Ameer Drane to the stage.
Thank you all for coming. This really means a lot to me. As Chumeng said, I am going to perform 10 poems from this book. I'm also going to invite you into my mind, and specifically, I want to walk you through the fear that I feel while preparing to share this book with the world. And that fear really starts in my childhood. So I was a child who was very gay, very queer. I liked to play with the girls, play with Barbies, play with jump rope, listen to pop music, all of that. And at home, that was somewhat okay. My mom was, do it in your room, but not in front of other people. But so there was that. But the fear starts the minute you leave. I would leave the home or be exposed to members of my family who are not okay with me being gay. And I remember specifically when I was in 6th grade, the first time someone called me gay as an insult. And I think we were sitting around in a table doing a group project, and I don't remember what we were talking about, but I think it was maybe careers or something, and this boy said, "Oh, Ameer's probably gonna be a gay stripper." And I was, and it's funny now to think about, right? But at the time I was like, "Oh my God, why would you say that? Like, I'm not gay." I was gay, but I hadn't realized that yet. But yeah, I was mortified, and all of the other kids are now looking at me and also saying things, and I started crying, and I had to go out in the hall, and then my grandma came to pick me up early, and if you know children, if you cry in front of the bully, it just gets worse. So from then on, I am bullied, teased at school, pushed into lockers, hit, notes put on my back, all of that, and really just internalized this idea that there is something wrong with me for the way that I am. And so the fear that I have of releasing a book called Gay Poem, that child still lives within me. And so I want to start this performance with a poem to reassure that child within me that we are safe now, that we are okay. I am brave, and we are going to do this together. So this first poem is dedicated to him. It is called You. You. You are the boy who feels too much for his own good, or so they say. You who stares up at the crisp white clouds and dreams. You who doesn't mind if that toy is supposedly for girls and that one is for boys. You are fantastic, ecstatic, magic. Yes, you are. You are that smile revealing all those big, beautiful teeth. You talk funny, you sure do. You laugh loud, yes, it's true. You are too grand to be put in a teeny little box. You who run so fast you can't feel the soles of your feet. You are sunshine on a December afternoon. You are a whimsical boy, yes indeed. You are golden brown perfection baked in a gentle heat. You are the adventure your mother prayed for. You are the moment your family has been pushing toward. You are right on time, last in line, but the first to sip, swirl, swish, slurp, and swallow. A splash of life's sweet bliss. You are chosen, not by another person, but by that voice that sings inside of you. You are the song, you are the rhythm, you are the beat, you are everything, every feeling that you have ever needed to be. You. Thank you. So that boy, that version of me, once the bullying started, I started to internalize these ideas. I think, queer children will internalize this idea that there is something wrong with them for the way they are. And so you start to try to be safe. You start to monitor your movements. Don't move like that. Don't talk like that. Don't move your hands like that. Don't let people know that you're into this. All of these things, all of these voices in your mind of this self-editing. And so I grew up doing a lot of that. And when you do that, it's very hard to meet someone who you see doesn't place as many limits, isn't editing themselves as much. And so when I would see another boy who is more feminine or flamboyant or flaming, I would feel this natural, uncomfortable, this discomfort, this repulsion towards this other person. And I never really acted on it, but I would try to distance myself from this person, right? But as I grew older, I was like, okay, that's me. That's my work. That's nothing to do with this other person, right? And so I have to unlearn this. But when I came across this post on Reddit called "Why Do Some Gay Men Hate Gay Men Who Are Feminine?" I was reading through the comments and I thought, what would it take for my fear to have turned into hatred? What would my childhood need to have been like for it to morph into that? And so this next poem is inspired by that. It is called "Why Do Some Gay Men Hate Gay Men Who Are Feminine?" When I was a little boy, my maternal grandmother told my mother to slap me right across the face whenever I said or did any of that girly shit. My mother refused to hit me. Thank God. She was beaten as a child and couldn't stand the thought of doing the same to me. Of course, she never stopped worrying about someone else hitting me first. And they did, each time reminding her of just how hard my life would be. Heartbreak for a mother. Now I can imagine that if that first strike to my face came from the woman who I loved most, maybe I'd have grown up to fear and then also hate any girly shit being around or within me. Some say hurt people hurt people. I guess the hurting hurts a little less when you get to be the one who slaps someone else's face for a change. Thank you. I think as a queer person, it is sometimes, very painful to reflect on childhood because of all of these types of memories, right? I also think we are actively pushed away from thinking about our childhood or thinking about children like us existing in the world right now. Doing anything with or around children as a queer person is to take the risk of someone who is conservative calling you a groomer or a pedophile or someone who is trying to corrupt them with the gay agenda. This is kind of ironic and stupid, though, because I think we all know that the majority of abusers of children, sexual abusers, are cisgender men. In fact, there was a study in the US where it was in 2024, 93.5% of convicted sexual abusers were men. And I think we also all know that the majority of the victims are girls and women. So this idea that queer people are the pedophiles or are the groomers is really, there's no reality in that statement. It's also sort of unsettling because I know I and many people in the queer community are against grooming, are against pedophilia. I don't care if the abuser is gay or straight, man or woman, transgender, cisgender, conservative, liberal, a drag queen, or the president of the United States. I am against pedophilia. Yeah. Unfortunately, there are a lot of conservatives who don't have the same opinion. They are selective in their outrage. They say things like protect the children, really just to discriminate against others, to discriminate against queer people, trans people, feminists, anyone really with critical thinking skills. They weaponize their religion for their own motives. But I don't think it has anything to do with religion or children. I think it's actually something much more sinister, primal, selfish, childish. So in this next poem, I explore the mindset of someone who uses a phrase like protect the children or their religion to discriminate against others. This poem is called Protect the Children in Your Name. Protect the children, my Lord, my Savior, teach them hatred with love. Inject their imaginations with the devotion to never being enough for you. Make them fear, submit, no questions, no wonder, to follow they need, to fold, to cower, to shake, to learn the laws of men, the rules they must obey, the hell they must create. Avert. The hell they must avert. The heathens they must conquer. Convert. The heathens they must convert. Protect them from the communists and the woke and the Muslims and the Jews, from the feminists and the gays and the trans and the liberals spreading fake news, docile innocence now plagued, family values at stake. Theories too critical for fragile minds to take. The children protect. You must, my Lord, my Savior, I beg, I pray to you. Mine, the Bible says, the Bible cries, the Bible screams. Torture, glory, suffer, believe, cleanse, repent, terror. Oh, please protect them. Give them faith in me. Faith in my word is your word. My fear is your fear. My hate is your hate in your name. My image, my Lord, my Savior, my God. Mine, mine. Amen. Me. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. So yeah, as a queer person, you are getting this message that there is something wrong with you from all over, from the kids at school, from members of your family, religious figures, the government, the media, even sometimes your doctor. This next poem is about a time when I was 25 and I was a grad student at UCLA. I went to the Student Health Center for STI testing and also to ask about this medication called PrEP. For those of you that don't know, PrEP stands for pre-exposure prophylaxis. And they are these little blue pills that if you take them daily can reduce the risk of catching HIV by up to 99%. And this medication is kind of revolutionary for our community because you guys may know that during the AIDS epidemic, the government was just, like willing to let us die, basically, queer men die. In fact, at the beginning of the epidemic, HIV and AIDS was called the gay cancer. And even when it moved to having a medical term, it was GRID, gay-related immunodeficiency. So it took a while to remove that idea that it was just something that was a punishment for being gay. And so to now have a medication that prevents the risk of catching HIV, as I said, is quite revolutionary. And me, as a 25-year-old, it's actually quite responsible for me to go into the doctor and ask about this medication on my own. Unfortunately, I was met with judgment from the doctor. She told me that my problem was high-risk sexual behavior. And I thought, what does that even mean? What is high-risk sexual behavior? How is my sexual behavior any different from straight people? Why is this high-risk label used for men who have sex with men? And that really sat with me for many years. I always thought about this term high risk. And then the more I thought about it, the more I realized that it's easy to be high risk when you're someone like me. So this next poem is called High Risk Pre-Exposure. High-risk sexual behavior. That's your problem, the doctor says, judgmentally igniting a fire in the pit of my chest. I want to yell, "You stupid bitch!" What does high risk even mean? But I don't, because I know. I've been high risk all my life. High risk on playgrounds, running to avoid the boys threatening to bury my head in the concrete. High risk walking home, hoping the word faggot would be the only thing to hit me in the face. High risk speaking up with a voice that sounds too gay. High risk holding hands. High risk showing affection for too long. High risk at work, at school, at home, at the doctor, in churches, on the train, online, on the street, anywhere, anytime. It's easy to be high risk when you're someone like me. It always has been. So with dead eyes, I accept the little blue pills that won't stop my life from being risky. But they will reduce the risk I take while hiding inside the voids of other high-risk men. Together in unison, without knowing each other's names, we'll feel safe, connected, seen. Able to forget for a moment all the risk we take while navigating a world still trying to punish us for being, surviving, for loving freely. Thank you. This next poem is a reflection more on that, what it is like to navigate the world that is trying to punish you for just being. It is also inspired by a Reddit post, so I found, where a man was talking about how he was going to turn down what was his dream job because it would have required him to relocate to a country that is considered to be quite homophobic. And reading the post, it made me realize that, oh yeah, I have a mental list in my mind of all of the places that I am scared to go to. Other countries, or even just places in the US because I am gay. And then I realized, oh, I also have a mental list of places that I'm scared to go to for being Black. And then I have another mental list of places that I'm scared to go to for being queer and Black. And so it was like, oh, the world, yeah, it limits me. And so this poem is a reflection on my fears, anxieties, nightmares, the traps and loops that I find myself in again and again. And it is called How the World Limits Us. Streets uncertain, safety reduced to bars and clubs. Can't have the love you desire or the love you lost. Prove your worth to God. They say he hates you. Read the signs, read the room, read the laws, read these bitches to filth. You don't belong here. Your lifestyle is disgusting, a disgrace to this family. No one wants to see that shit. Withhold everything that makes you feel joy. Swallow every man that makes you feel joy. Who's your daddy? Face down, ass up, arch your back more. Even more. Nice now. Be a good boy and listen. The clinic called. Turns out you are just a hole, and for some ungodly reason, brunch is reserved for fucking Father's Day at 11:11 p.m. So remember to look both ways before you go to hell, and don't you dare think about running to that country, or that town, or that neighborhood, or that street, or that... Wait, are you high? You know you could be stoned, lynched, jailed, beaten to pulp, hunted for sport, picked last for the team with your limp wrist, chicken legs, 2 left feet. Like a girl you run, boy. Not so fast now are you, boy. Put your hands above your head. Boy, you have the right to remain in line. Boy, don't give a fuck if it's on camera. Boy, your name just another hashtag. Boy, now did I make myself clear? Boy, I said, did I make myself clear? Boy. Can't breathe, boy. Can't be, boy. Can't, boy. Boy. Policed by men who don't see you as human. Cruised by men who don't see you as human. Fucked by men who don't see you as human. Are you sure you're even a human? The Bible says you're a pig, a cow, a chicken, a cock, a pussy, a lion, a tiger, a bear, stuffed with semen, behind the bush, in the shadow, through the hole, at the gym, on a whim. Just be hot, for fuck's sake. Like that guy on X, formerly Twitter, the go-go boy at the circuit party, the dom top looking for now, the fresh meat on prep. Come on, please. I'm begging you, please. Let me see that big, fat, blackety black dick. Now face pick for a whole pick. Any more picks? Take a new pick. All right, buddy yeti, buddy goals, buddy count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-pack, chisel chest, thick back, boulder shoulder, smell my pit, spit in my mouth, come on my face. Mask guys only. Mask muscular guys only. Mask muscular, manly, straight acting, down low, no sissy, drug and disease free, clean guys only. You're cute though. Not enough though. Never enough. Never enough. Never. For me, you will never be enough. Look at you, look at me. Now look, buying that sandwich is homophobic. Bro, eating that sandwich will make you fat. Wow, smelling that sandwich is making me horny. Is that a symptom of chlamydia or am I tripping balls? Dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Fucking faggot, fucking fairy, fucking groomer, fucking homo, fucking cock-sucking bitch-ass gay nigga. Fuck, you are so hot. Fuck, you are gorgeous. Fuck, you wanna fuck me? Fuck, can I fuck you? Fuck yeah, fuck man, fuck no, fucking hell, fucking asshole, fucking dick. Fuck off, fuck it, let's fucking fuck. Fuck. You feel good. The voices rattle the cage. Eyes open to flickering white lights. A whisper echoes across the chamber. Escape. 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 Thank you. When I first started writing poetry, I was primarily kind of focusing on my gay identity. I was kind of thinking that would be my niche. But in that last poem, when I got to the part about police brutality, you have the right to remain in line, boy, I had this just very obvious realization. I was like, oh, I can't separate these things. I am gay, I am black, I am American. So all of these things are influencing how the world is limiting me, right? And when I reflect on my identity as an American, I think a lot about how, as a child, I believe it's kind of a brainwashing nationalism, but this belief that we are the best, that we are representation of good, and that that is it, and everyone just wants to come there, and it's just because we are the best. Despite all of the history, all of the ways that we have been a part of many atrocities. So the first poem is a short one that I'm going to share next is a reflection on that, on coming to this realization about where I'm from. And the second one is a bit of a warped meditation on what I believe I could be like if I had never left. Because despite all of the messaging that the U.S. is the best and it is a place of freedom, I know, and many people know that it is not the same free country for everyone. That for Black Americans, for queer people, for any minority, the idea that America is or has ever been great is false. And so the second poem is a reflection, a warped sort of version of me living in that society, of being crushed by that society. So the first one is called Stains, and the second one is called On Life. History be stained, stolen land free, red rum beginnings, white hoods haunt, blue bombs delivered, stars in mass shoot, make a wish for the brown broke and black, pledge allegiance, stains still there. Oh say can you see the stains? Peek underneath the welcome mat, no place like home. Oh say I can't, unsee 'em no more. Stains everywhere. Stains. Listen closely, and you can hear the guttural screams of my intrusive thoughts and prayers. They tell me to smile and do a little twirl so you can see the carpet burns tattooed on the caps of my knees, the hungry hickeys sucking my shoulder blades, and the scar on my neck from that one time I almost swallowed a bear trap I found in a bottom second hole. Bless his heart. He had a good heart. And a nice hole too. But body language bewilders me, so if you're gonna choke me like you mean it, or don't at all. Every night I pray to God my big black cock doesn't burn off before the next insurrection. Can't let this country go down on me in flames. Did I ever tell you your dad jerked off to my OnlyFans in a daydream I had while eating Kumamoto oysters and tripping on 5 grams of magic mushrooms? It was so hot. Is he still single? If so, tell him I don't have an OnlyFans, but I do write poems about being an African-American faggot who is an intellectual muscle boy slut and a feral fucking dog running laps around the public school that feeds the state prison. 8 minutes and 46 seconds is my personal best. Fuck the police. And for the record, I eat all my lemons whole instead of bitching about the cost of having somewhere to shit. Defecating with dignity is for paying customers only. But my piss does smell like sweet and sour pork when I sob in the handicapped bathroom stall at work. Yum! Some say sex work is work. I could never. My dick is too shy. Bless the brave, rock-hard dicks among us. I'm gonna gargle boiling holy water to cleanse this rotted brain. Until then, consider me a sassy pirouette of smoke coming from the dankest weed in fake freedom land. I puff my black chest and flow through warm mouths daily. Don't take me too seriously. I kid, then I adult. It's another Monday on the goddamn clock, and I am just so fucking sick and tired and high on everything but life. Thank you. Yes. This next poem is, in this next poem, I reference 2 things. So the first one is a man named Edwin Chiloba. So Edwin was a Kenyan fashion designer and LGBTQ activist. And on January 6, 2023, in a town in Kenya, Edwin's body was found murdered inside of a metal box that was left on the side of the road. Initially, because Edwin was an LGBTQ advocate, very visible, and had faced a lot of harassment for that, it was suspected that his murder was a hate crime. Later, officials reported that it was the result of intimate partner violence, so someone that he was close to actually murdered him. When I was reflecting on the idea of it being a hate crime, I realized that, that was an example, or that's an example of one of my fears of being visibly queer, of people knowing right away that I'm gay, or going to the places where it's not safe to be gay, that I could just be murdered and, just discarded as if my life had no meaning. And it also resembled a lot of the murders that we see happening to queer people all over the world. I think there was a report last year from UCLA that found that people in the LGBTQ community are 4 to 5 times more likely to be victims of violence than straight people. And specifically, trans people are over 4 times more likely to be the victims of violence than cisgender people. And so this poem also, I mentioned it was for reference 2 things. So the second one is, I think it was during the last election cycle in the US, there was a right-wing political commentator who was speaking in front of a large group of people, and he said something about that they needed to eradicate transgenderism, eradicate an entire group of people, which is also a genocide. And not only do I find it appalling, abhorrent, but I also find this argument to be really fucking stupid. The idea that you can get rid of trans people or queer people because they have always existed and always will. Conservatives like to say that it is a new phenomenon or a fad or a trend. But if we look through indigenous cultures across the world, we just see that that's not true. So even, for example, in Thailand, everyone knows the lady boys, but the term katoi has existed in documentation since the 14th century. So that's older than all of us. That's longer than our parents. That's around longer than our grandparents, our great-grandparents, our great-great-grandparents. And it's not just Thailand. I looked at a map of all of the different cultures that show having a term for someone that exists outside of the gender binary. And it's all over the world, like all of these different places all over the world. So in North America, there's the Two-Spirit, then Tahiti and Hawaii, there are the Mahu people. There are tribes in Africa, there are tribes in South America, in Europe, all over the world. And so the idea that they don't exist or that it is new is just completely false. And so this poem is a response to that, to all of the people that think they can just eradicate us, or the idea that they could just kill all queer people and that we would just go away, that would solve the problem. But they cannot. So this poem is called Our Light. You could put our bodies in a box and leave them out to rot on the side of the road. You can ban our books, restrict our art, and say it's to protect the children you know you don't give a fuck about. You can detest our presence, despise our resilience, resent our courage to achieve things you couldn't even dream of. We're used to it. Numb. We know it's easier to attack the vulnerable than to come to terms with the fact that you're scared. Not of God or drag queens or transgender people or who uses which bathroom. You're scared of how much our expression of love for ourselves and each other reveals you only truly know hate. What rules must you obey to receive even an imitation of affection? Are those chains around your neck still symbols of your devotion or domestication? You filthy animals, how is it still possible you can't see? If you killed us all tonight, put our bodies in a box, left us out to rot on the side of the road, the next morning before the sun rises, one of you would give birth to our next generation because you will never eradicate our light. Thank you. Although they will never eradicate the light of queer people, they are quite successful in dimming our light sometimes, making us believe, as I said, that there is something wrong with us. I think it is a very common experience for queer people all over the world to have moments of questioning whether they are worthy of love, of light, of life. And so this next poem is dedicated to all of those people. It is also a reference to the lotus flower. Or I use the imagery of the lotus flower in this poem. So if you don't know, the lotus flower is often seen as a symbol of resilience because it starts in muddy, murky waters, but it manages to go all the way up and then pierce its way through the water and blossom. And it is just one of the most beautiful flowers in my opinion. So despite its beginnings of being in mud, it still finds a way to rise to the top. And express its natural beauty. So this poem is called Destiny of the Lotus. Sweet lotus flower, starved of light. You are not alone. With young roots torn from wretched soil, please cling to the mud of my grief. Please disturb the peace of my mourning. Please curl into the vigor of my vines. Hide not in deprivation. Let me ease your trepidation. I'll affirm without hesitation, you were not born to drown. You too are destined to bathe in the glorious rays of a gentle sun. You too are destined to rise, to blossom, to endure and overcome. So please, my sweet lotus flower, worthy of light, do not let these desolate waters convince you to wither before it is your time to bloom. Thank you. So yeah, with all of those internalized messages coming from everywhere, it's really hard to hold on to the light within yourself and express it. I think poetry, writing this book has really helped me like tap back into my power to really see that there is nothing wrong with me and that actually I can be brave and perhaps I can speak up for people in my community whose light is currently dimmed. And yeah, it's just been this long realization of realizing that despite all of the messages, all of the things that I'd internalized, that there was never been anything wrong with me. But there are some things that are special. that I want to share now. So I am gay poetry. I am queer poetry. I am black poetry. I am soft poetry. I am muscular poetry. I am intellectual, ethical, slut poetry. Poetry, poetry, poetry. Thank you all so much for coming. I have one more poem. This last poem is called Hidden Folder Poetry. You know, sometimes I just want to write saved in the hidden folder poetry. You can only read one poem at a time because I don't know what the fuck is on the next page poetry. Can't let you read it in public because it's just too damn disrespectful and nasty poetry. Gotta make sure it's safe in here poetry. You know what I mean, poetry. It's like, what are you doing, poetry? You looking for fun, poetry? What are you into, poetry? You like it rough, don't you, poetry? Are you on prep, poetry? Then come get this load. Poetry. Oh, oh, oh. Poetry. Conservatives are gonna hate me, poetry. They'll say this shit is that can't say faggot, so let's just call it groomer poetry, that gay agenda poetry, that possessed by the goddamn devil himself poetry. Oh well, poetry, they were never gonna accept me, poetry, with their keyboards in the middle of the night, they're gonna come for me, poetry. Well, I say, come for me, poetry. I can take it, poetry. Want me to beg like a good little boy for basic human rights and respect from you, poetry? Well, fuck you, poetry. I'm a human being just like you, poetry. And I'm not always this vulgar, poetry. Just refuse to hide my humanity for your comfort, poetry. You ever wonder why we're like this, poetry? Maybe it's because as kids we were fed the idea that there was something wrong with us, poetry. Got pushed around on the playground, poetry. Adults looked the other way, told us to toughen up, poetry. Stop crying like a little girl, they said, poetry. God hates fags, they said, poetry. You're going straight to hell, they said, poetry. Then they decided it was better to pretend we don't exist, poetry. Made us scared to be seen out in public, poetry. Forced us to hide, poetry. Might get attacked on the street, poetry. Might get sent to jail, poetry. Might get fired from your job, poetry. Just thrown by your family, poetry. Lose everything you have, poetry. And they said this lifestyle is a choice. Poetry said we can get sick and die. Poetry said we'd be getting what we deserve. Poetry. So, if my sexuality makes you uncomfortable, I don't give a fuck anymore. Poetry. I don't need your approval to be alive, poetry. I am gay, poetry. I am queer, poetry. I am black, poetry. I am soft, poetry. I am muscular, poetry. I am intellectual, ethical slut, poetry. Not gonna let you put me in a box, poetry. Yes, I have sexual desires, poetry. Yes, I still thrive, poetry. Yes, I still cry, poetry, and still I rise, poetry. I follow in the footsteps of fucking legends, poetry. At least I'm going to try, poetry, because we're all going to die, poetry. Yes, I said die, poetry, so you can either fuck off or watch me turn it all into poetry. 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 Thank you all so much.
Ameer Drane, everyone. I told you I did not lie. I cried. Sorry. It's amazing. It's impressive. Thank you all for coming. We have Q&A, so more to come over here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right, you sit over there. See, I take command in her house. You know who is the dom in the house. Okay, so Q&A, and I have some off my mind, but as I am asking, you can prepare. You know, if you want to ask anything, I'll go to you, and then you have the mic, and then you can get some FaceTime, all right? How was it, everyone? Like, it's...
Thank you.
I can recite some of it, by the way. He recites it like every damn day. I can recite some of them. I'm like, it's in my head. I can't even recite my own poem, but I can recite his. That's how insane it is, right? So great job, by the way. Again, this is not biased, this is objective as fuck. And I would like to know, how was the story of starting? I think I know, but I kind of forget. And then there's many starting of like the whole writing of poetry. And do you want to talk about, you know, maybe some of the first few moments you started writing and how it leads to this?
Yeah, so I started writing poetry in 2022 when we were broken up. So I was
Lives
very
happens.
sad and lonely, and I was already writing, but I think kind of helping me process all of the emotions that I was feeling at the time, I started exploring the poetry section. Some of you may know poets, like Instagram poets like Rupi Kaur or Young Pueblo. So I was going to look for their work. And I was in the bookstore and I was like, where is the gay shit? Like, where's the stuff that talks about my experience? And there was just so little of it. And so I started writing my own stuff, and then it eventually, morphed into what it is now. And yeah, as you guys can see, I'm very obsessed with it. So
Very.
yeah.
Okay, thank you. By the way, I did not run through the questions with him, so everything is impromptu.
Yes.
The second one is, maybe this is like more, you know, like who is your favorite poets and who inspires you, like in terms of your writing, in your elements as well?
Oh, yes. So I am inspired by a wide range of poets. So, like I said, Rupi Kaur and Young Pueblo were kind of my introduction into poetry. Their poetry is very accessible. But then I started reading people like Maya Angelou. I have her book up here, her and James Baldwin, because Maya Angelou used to say that when you are going to do a presentation that you need to imagine other people coming up to the stage with you, people that can support you and cheer you on. So I was imagining the two of them and my family as well. But so Maya Angelou is one of my inspirations. I love Langston Hughes. There's a number of poets. I read all of the different types of poetry. I'll read anything really to be inspired.
True, we have a wide range of books at home. It's like anything we have.
Yeah.
Then one thing, I think this I also don't quite know. What is your writing process? Like, how does these poems come to you? Like, do you brainstorm? Do you?
So I'm inspired a lot by things that I see on the internet, social media, Reddit. I often look for lines to pull that I just find are interesting or that capture my attention. That is sort of my how I get ideas. The writing process, I usually just start with just dumping everything onto the page, whatever comes to mind about a particular topic, and then in the editing, I try to find what is the idea that I actually want to communicate. Sometimes I start with something that I know I want to say, and I may do like research on that topic. And sometimes it's just completely random, and I have no idea where the poem is going until it's done.
Okay, so maybe I will open the floor for anyone want to ask questions. No questions? Ooh, over there, over there. Let me go.
So wonderful to hear you read tonight. You give such a powerful performance, and so much, and your poetry has such a spoken word aesthetic to it. And I'm curious how you think about your writing process for what poems you think of as performance or as spoken word, and what poems you think of as written, or if you feel there's any differentiation when you're writing. Just curious about that.
Yeah. Um, I think very few of them I write with the idea that I'm going to perform them. It's more so like I write it first and it is meant just for the page. And then when I'm reading it, I kind of think, oh, how can I read this line? How can I express this idea? What emotion is here? And so it becomes a dramatic interpretation of my own work, but I don't start with the idea that I'm going to perform at the mic, or at least that rarely happens. Yeah, it's the dramatic interpretation of my own work.
Any more questions? Ooh, I'll go to Steve first and then go to you.
This is wonderful. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for all of this. It's been great to get to know you over the last couple of years. So it's great to watch you grow. How do you're very open with your struggles of editing, right? Saying like, am I good enough to do these things? How do you validate? How did you validate along the way to make this happen for all of us? Because we're so lucky to be a part of this, that you didn't stop yourself. How do you not stop yourself? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. That is, oh God, so much goes into that. Chumeng helps me a lot. I'm constantly doubting myself, and he's reminding me of the truth. There's just so many self-doubts going on in my mind. But I think I think in that period that I said that I started writing, we were broken up. I thought I didn't really have any friends here. It would have been really challenging for me to get this many people in a room. I thought I was going to leave Bangkok. I also had like a scare with skin cancer. I was fine, but I think it was like all of the combination of all of those things where it was just kind of like, well, fuck it. Like why not? Just go for it. And one of the poems in the book is titled "Because I Am Going to Die," and I really think I take that idea into all of this with me. So even if there's a part of me that is scared, I know that like, well, I'm gonna die one day, so I should just do this. If I feel compelled to do it, I should just do it anyway, despite being scared or wondering what people might think.
Do it scared, everyone. This is true. And by the way, everyone that think that I'm the crazy one in the relationship, you know now.
It's me.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, this is so wonderful.
Thank you.
So I was able to do a lot of reading of the book before the performance, and to see the performance, how it came so alive.
The mic is.
Oh, is it off? Is it? Oh, sorry. To see it all come to life was so extraordinary. But also reading the book downstairs, I noticed it was also fascinating to look at on the page, and it looked like there were a lot of like distinct forms. Did you ever get like formal poetry education, like training, or did you really just kind of self-teach yourself?
Self-taught everything. So I studied languages and literatures in college, so I think I'm used to interpreting text, other people's text, so I have that framework in my mind. But writing, I've never taken a poetry writing class. And I think when I started writing poetry and sharing it on Instagram. And because Instagram is a visual platform, I started with shape poetry. So, and those aren't in the book. So for example, the high risk poem, it in the shape of a PrEP pill bottle. And so I think the formatting on the page became really like foundational in how I approached writing. And so yeah, I think I tried to make sure that all of the poems in there have their distinct form. Yeah.
That's great.
Thank you, thank you. Any more questions? Oh, all right. I will go to you first. I saw your hand first. Over here, Mer.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for your work. And I have two questions.
Okay.
So the first is about the title. So when did you know that the title was going to be the title? Because I think it's, it frames a lot. And then the second is, do you have any plans to share with a US audience?
Yes. So the first question, gay poem. Yeah. So there are a few things that led to this title. So the first one is what I was doing for work is I was doing freelance marketing and search engine optimization, so keywords, right, that people type into Google. And I always had one. When I started writing poetry, I looked up ones that are related to poetry, and gay poem was there. And I, years ago, thought, oh, maybe one day I will start a website that just shares everyone else's gay poems. And as I was preparing the book, I suddenly remembered that list existed, and I found it, and I was like, oh, that actually fits, because whenever someone would ask me, what is your poetry about? I would just be like, gay. Like, it's gay. I don't know what else to say about it. They're all really gay. Yeah, and then I started doing more research, and there's a lot of poets who will say that they will say, this is my gay poem. Like, this is my gay poem. If someone's gonna ask me for a gay poem, I have one. And I'm like, well, all of mine are my gay poems. And so, yeah, that idea stuck as like, oh yeah, that's what it should be called. It feeds all of the parts of my identity, and these are my gay poems. And really, I feel that the whole thing is a poem. I am poetry, so I am a gay poem. Yeah. And do I want to perform in the U.S.? Yes, absolutely. I've only performed in the U.S. once when I was visiting L.A. A few years ago. There's definitely places where I would be more fearful to perform there, but I think my message is needed there, and yeah, it's something that I want to do.
Yeah. Next.
Is it on? Okay. I don't have any question. I just want to thank you for your fears, your courage, and also to thank you for being the voice in our community, especially the Black queer community, for people like us. And yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Thank you. Thank you.
I was kind of wondering, how much of all the things you talked about in the poem is inspired by your life when you were in the U.S., and how much of it was like influenced by you coming to Bangkok?
So it is a mix for sure. I think I've lived. Bangkok is the 8th city that I've lived in, and I think when I started writing and I said I had the gay focus, I was really picking up on all of the things that I had experienced in all of the different places that I had lived. So there's similarities of the gay experience regardless of whether you're in Asia or Europe or the US or all over the world. And so I think some of the poems, really are a reflection of that. And as I said, as I continued writing, I was like, oh, like I'm actually quite limited as well, especially if I think back to what my life was like in the US. So before moving to Asia, I was living in LA. And when I got to, and I feel like I kind of was like trying to run away from some of the things there. And then I got to Bangkok and I was like, oh, I'm actually being encountered, or I'm encountering those things again. So it really is a mix. Some of it is, I feel could be from any part of my life, some from just the parts of being in the US, some are more reflective of my time in Bangkok.
Thank you so much for the invitation. It's amazing to see you perform live. This is my first time to see you perform your own poetry live. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you.
Really moved by everything, by your energy, by your whole being. My question is, what's next? That's right. Now it's mine.
What is next? There are so many things that I want to do. I would love to perform this in places all over the world, not just the US, but whoever will have me. I would love to have this show be something that I get to do. I also was going through the drafts of poems that didn't make this book, and I kind of have enough already for a second book. So there may be another poetry book. I also really want to write fiction. I have an idea for a novel that I keep thinking about again and again and again. So that is something that I want to work on. Yeah, and I love performing as well. So a number of things. I'm not sure, but I'm just exploring and finding my way.
Go Queen, right? Go Queen.
Yes, yes, Queen.
Yes, Queen. Correct. Yes. Good learning. See? We managed to convert. Okay, maybe we can take one more before we move on. Any more over here? No? Okay. Maybe I can ask one more that I personally want to know as well. So, wait, I thought about it, then I forgot because I was like thinking to try to find the questions. Give me 2 seconds to think about it.
Okay.
I was thinking about it. So, this is what I want to ask. So I'm going to give you context. We've been through this for months. Like, like what Steve said, like there's like breakdowns and anxiety and excitements and all of that. I'm on the ride together. I'm strapped on the roller coaster together. And then it's been a lot of work coming into this, like putting it together, software. And I think like y'all noticed that the book and also the performance is very different. So there's a lot of dimensions coming into it. It's a lot of work. And at some point, we are like, oh my God, it's going to go by so fast, this moment, the present. And now that you're in the present, how do you feel in this very moment?
I feel really good. I'm really grateful for all of you for coming. Like, this is a dream of mine, really. I had so much anxiety in preparing the book, in planning the event, and now I'm just feeling that it was all worth it. So, yeah, thank you.
All right, I have one last question for you and the audience as well. So, today is Ameer's birthday, right? So, are you ready to celebrate your birthday with everyone right here? And happy birthday! Okay, sorry. Ooh. Happy 58th birthday! This is an inside joke. Hey! Ooh, all right. Thank you everyone for coming. That's the full Q&A. Oh, it's gone again. Did you buy the wine that just... Oh. Let's watch. You can't eradicate our light. That's the whole thing. Okay, we'll take care of this. So we'll enter the book. Yeah, try again. Damn. I think this is